All right, awesome. 6:30. So yeah, we're just gonna start the meeting. So maybe some more people are gonna join as we're going. So today we have something really interesting. Actually, I went over all the website of Vision Food Innovations, which is a startup in Toronto, and I think what they do, it's really it's good. It's really nice. So today it's great because we're having with us Namesh, Vinit, and Ashish that are basically the founding team of the project, right? So I would like to basically during this time just to understand a bit more about the product that you guys are offering, and if you can just go over explain also for investors what would be
Yeah.
the opportunity for investors. So they are right now raising having a campaign on Equivesto. So they're gonna just tell us everything that we need to know about the opportunity. So hi Namesh.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Bryce. Thanks for the introduction. And my name is Nimish Bodale. I'm the independent board director for Vision Food Innovations. And I have with me Vinit Jain. He's the CEO of the company. And Ashish Mehta, he is the chief marketing strategy officer. So we are a three people team today. We'll present the Vision Food Innovations. I'm going to share the screen, so just bear with me for a few seconds, and then I'm going to hand it over to Ashish, who will walk us through the initial presentation on marketing, and then I'll take over for the financials and the investment part of it. And then Vinit will join as and when required for certain slides. So let me do that. All right. So you are able to see my screen. You are able to see my screen?
Yeah, we can see your screen. Thanks, Nimish.
All right. So, sorry. All right. So, over to you, Ashish.
Yeah, sure. Thanks everyone, and thank you for. We appreciate your time and looking at this opportunity. And feel free to ask me or the team here any question. We brought the full team, so we can ask different kind of questions, whether it's regarding marketing strategy or finance or technology and everything. So you'll hear from us. Uh, So let's go to the next slide. So just to introduce who we are, I'll introduce quickly myself that I am Ashish Mehta and I have I'm a management consultant with a lot of background in big four firms like Deloitte, Accenture, PwC, and others, and mostly working in capital market, wealth, and banking sectors. And I got drawn into this opportunity and joined them. So what we are is we are plant-based baked goods company. We are in the R&D and D and manufacturing of healthy nutrition and good for earth plant-based product at the scale. We have huge capacity. We have over 20,000 square foot just outside of GTA in Georgetown, square foot facility. It is fully BRC certified, which is the highest certification you can get in plant-based, sorry, in any food industry. This is what Loblaws and those kinds look for. No startups and very few even mature firm have this kind of certification. We are CFIA and FDA certified. We are kosher, veg certified, BRC plant-based certified. So we have everything from the get-going in the umbrella. So we have skills, we have infrastructure, we write certification, and we are building our brand, and we are in the market. So right now our capacity is huge. It's 600,000 clamshell of baked good products, whether it's muffin, cupcakes, or similar products, which is enough to cater to uh, very large retailers and food services companies. Next slide, Nimish. Thank you. So during the course of this presentation, because of nature of presentation, we will be making some forward-looking statement. You all are investors and understand this, so I'll skip through this. What problem we are solving? So as you see that people think of plant-based and vegan, vegetarian as very market, but now things have changed. The consumers want to control their food habits. They want to be in control of their diet. They want to determine and decide what they want to eat, irrespective of they love meat or they don't love meat. They want huge customization, multiple options, and this has grown the market size significantly. So whether it's omnivore or flexitarian or vegetarian and vegan, they want product that's for them. Not only that, in North America and in general, over 65% of population is lactose free, so they cannot eat common products and baked goods such as butter, milk, dairy, and other products. So it's a huge market. But even if you look at the small market size of 4% vegetarian and 2% vegan in North America and start multiplying this is over 20 million population who has no access to this kind of product. So huge market and a big problem that's available to us for to solve. So now how we are solving it? Um, we are solving it with products that over 75% of Canadians will eat it with love. We develop big good plant-based baked goods products which are good in taste. They are cholesterol free, trans fat free, have lower calorie compared to competitors. They're source of fiber, source of omega-3, and many more benefits. Besides, they don't peanut and tree nut free, most of allergen free and all. They are available in your neighborhood store in Canada, and then we are rapidly trying to expand in the US. So basically, fully dedicated. You will see a lot of successful plant-based, at least successful in the stock market, plant-based food, but they are all in ingredients and commodity market with meat replacement. We are plant-based in a value addition. Same in the line of Oatly or Beyond Meat, which are successful because how they are in a value-added market. It's good, isn't it? So our current product line is very much that everybody consumes on their daily lifestyle, and they need options. We have a huge line of we have product line of muffins which are available in various flavors already in the market, 6 flavors, and then we have other flavors in our pipeline already. We have cupcakes, again plant-based, which is easily available, and we are developing brownies and other things. um,
Sorry,
that's okay. We can go to the next slide, Nimish.
sorry. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So we have products which include superfood like fava beans and turmeric and others, source of omega-3, source of fiber, dairy-free, no eggs, tree nut, peanut free, kosher and vegan. On top of that, we have a good shelf life. Our frozen shelf life, which is with retailers like Loblaws and others, is almost a year. Up to 70 days, you can see. And once they thaw and they put it on shelf, is 14 days. We are a food R&D and innovation company. So it took time to launch this product, but we have pipeline of other products. We are launching high protein muffins and high protein brownies. We are already working on gluten-free line. We are working on plant-based pet food and other health bars, and others will be in future pipeline. We care about environment, and we are in sustainable packaging. We are going to launch our product very soon with a large retailer in Ontario in the plant-based packaging. So our product is business model is pretty simple. Go to a maximum market where 65 industry market share is, give them a product that's good for their health at an affordable price, less methane footprint while it's manufacturing, and have sustainable packaging when they consume it. Good for environment, good for people, and good for pocket. That's the model we are working on. Let's go to the next slide. So it's a huge market, and most of you would know the size of and the speed at which plant-based is growing at 30%, but I'll not bore you with those things. Let's talk about the category. The category cupcake and muffin and this category are 6 to 7 billion USD in North America. And if we multiply, and it's growing at 7%, and if we look at 29 or 30% growth rate of plant-based and see the vegan population and everything, it's easy 1 billion available market. Very few players or no players in Canada at our scale in fresh section to tap this, and very few, one or two, you can count on fingertips in the US in this market. It's a huge market available to tap, and we're ready and hungry for it. We got this size. We invested a lot of money on primary survey with Cadle agency. We bought data from AC Nelson. We've got like all the secondary data from McKinsey Inside and Gallup polls and everything to arrive to this. So there is a lot of methods and spending behind this. Next slide, Nimish, please.
I'll take off from here.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Nimish.
Okay, all right. So thanks, Ashish. And so if you look at the timeline from the concept till where we are today, it's just mind-boggling. The founders, Vinit Jain, the CEO, Ashish Mehta, and a few more, they developed the concept in April of 2020. In the middle of COVID, they developed this concept. And today we are in November 2021. So in 1.5 years, look at what they have done. There was nothing in April 2020. They put up a facility, 20,000 square feet in Georgetown, Ontario, completed all the market research, bought the equipments in the fall of last year, installed all the equipments in January, February of this year, commissioned it, tested it. In March, they were actually doing the first test run. So from April 2020 to March 2021, in a 12 months period, they basically brought it from zero to all the way to the production run. And they had the first sale in March 2021, which is just amazing. And then because Vinit comes with a solid background, and he will speak to it when I introduce again during the management team, he'll speak more about it. But the team knew that in order for them to penetrate the market fast, they would need the BRCGS certification, and which Ashish talked in the beginning. So they got the certification in May 21, which allowed them to get into this big retailers like Farm Boy, Vince's Market, Gelatis in May. And since then, they have been talking to Loblaws, Sobeys, and others. We are actually in Loblaws since third week of October and going to be in Sobeys from January of this coming year. So pretty significant progress in 1.5 years so far, and with a good market penetration. And so I think so. The team team has made a really great progress. Future timeline looks like this, that as Ashish mentioned, we are going to the biodegradable packaging since in Q1 of 2022. We will likely need additional storage capacity for freezing storage capacity, and additional lines to be put up to support the expansion. So we'll be going into the new facility, which is adjacent to this current facility in Q2 of 2022. US expansion is on the horizon, because we have already started talking to a lot of other retailers on the US side. Like, the team is already talking to Costco, Canada, Costco, California, Publix in US, and many other retailers on the US side. And so US expansion is imminent in Q3 of 2022, and we plan to go in September, October of next year for an IPO. 2023, so the year is wrong. 2023 is slated for plant-based dog food and cookie products. So this is the team, and so we need, if you don't mind, just spending a few seconds in just talking about your background, if you don't mind.
Vinit, you're muted.
Sorry.
Yeah,
so I'm
ahead,
Vinit Jain, President and CEO of the company. So basically, I'm a food technologist and a management graduate with 30 years, almost 30 years of experience in food industry, and specifically in baking industry only, with various roles, senior executive roles, and that is from technical services, operations, R&D. And during the peak COVID time, we were just looking into that, how we can support the community and create something to any product which can serve the sustainability in terms of environment, and which can bring some health component. And after the research, we got into this manufacturing facility. And when Nimish was talking about the timeline, so we were having a team of professionals who were having the experience in this field, where we were doing the parallel activity. Like once the concept is derived, then we were getting into the R&D, we were getting into touch with the ingredient suppliers and the market, and we were looking for facility as well. We got the equipment. So all the things happened simultaneously, and that is one of the reasons that, with that great team, we were able to create this product so quickly.
Thanks, Vinit. You met Ashish Mehta. He's the Chief Marketing Strategy Officer. Dan Martin is our Chief Admin Officer, and Manish Jain is the Chief Financial Officer. So that's our core executive leadership team. In January, we realized that we would need a governance model for running the company, and that's why we set up an independent board. So I am one of the independent board director. I have more than 30 years experience in the energy sector globally as an executive leading projects and operations management. And Tom Gunter, he's another independent board director, and he comes with a solid 35 years experience leading major food brands like Conagra Foods, PepsiCo, Frito-Lay, Molson Coors, and Fiera Foods. And we are going to lean on him for his influence in network to get further penetration to the market. So that's our entire team. And so now let me talk about the financial forecast. So as you know that our first sale was made in March, last week of March of this year, and then we started selling it to Farm Boy, and then we went into Loblaws. So this year we are likely to be around 300K, 250 to 300K by the end of this year. October was our biggest month. Like, it started with 7,000, 10,000 per month, like that, like when we started in March, April, and then it picked up. And October was our biggest month with 150,000 just in October. And we intend to continue with that growth going forward. So Loblaws is right now only in Ontario in 225 stores, and we expect nationwide launch sometime March or April next year in Loblaws. Sobeys is starting in January and likely to be nationwide somewhere around same time frame, March, April of next year. So our projection is that we would likely be in the range of about 12 million to 18 million revenue per year. So this year we will be in the range of 250, 300K for the entire year, but just look at the numbers, like, we'll be roughly around 12 to 18 million, more than a million a month starting from March, April of next year. We are not profitable yet. We are likely to be cash flow neutral by the end of next year. And it's a very tight ship Vinit and Ashish has been running. And we have a solid operating margin model, which will allow us to be profitable starting 2023 onwards. So that's overall on financial forecast, and I'll slightly talk about the offering what we have on the Equivesto. So the timeline for raising capital, and just focus on that table first, is that we had 3 rounds before this already. The seed round, the 2 Series A rounds, and as you can see, the valuation when it started in April 2020 was 1.25 million. After that, it rapidly just went up because in a very short time, the company just made significant strides. So like in a 5 million valuation was somewhere around when we were installing the equipments, and then it was tested, and when we were in Farm Boy, it went to 7 million, and now we are into Loblaws and slowly going into Sobeys, and that's why the valuation has jumped. So what we are offering at Equivesto is 24 cents a share. We are going to raise about 1.5 million through the Equivesto platform. The minimum anybody can invest is $500. The maximum, without declaring anything, just as you want to invest, you can invest up to $5,000. If you want to invest more than $5,000, say you want to invest $10,000, then you have to provide a little bit of a confirmation or validation that you have the income to support that investment, you have the assets to support that investment. And what we are doing is that 10,000 or more investment, we are offering 2.5% bonus shares. So this is a pre-money valuation at 33 million. There are going to be, as you can see, the exit strategy that we plan to go for IPO next September October timeframe, and so from now in till September October of next year. Uh, there are going to be several revisions of valuations because when we go to the IPO, it's going to be significant higher valuation than what it is now. And this is just for everybody to understand that. Uh, the one thing I would say is that the valuation is based on the current valuation we came up is based on the peer plan-based companies which are operating currently listed on TSX and CSE, and we looked at their revenue model, their valuation, and we came up with this number which is almost like 25% discount to the current valuation which is happening in the market. So that's just for information. And if anybody has any further questions, I'm happy to answer that. The use of proceeds is like, the reason we are raising this money is because we are going to go from Ontario launch to the nationwide launch from March, April of next year for Loblaws and Sobeys. Likely Costco Canada and Costco California will come at around the same time. So there is going to be a lag with regards to the production versus the cash flow coming in, and that's why we need some help with making sure that we are able to spend money on equipments, we are able to spend money on adding more people to support this growth, and that's why we want to make sure that we have 1.5 million provided to him so that he can support the nationwide launch for March, April of next year. So that's the overall on offering. Um, I think so. That's the last slide. This is one slide which I would say is that what are the reasons to invest? And I would say one is that if anybody hasn't tasted the muffins or cupcakes, please do so. They are available at your nearest Farmboy or Loblaw stores. They are available.
Nimish, we also welcome any investors to visit our plant and taste and see the plant. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Absolutely, and so these muffins and cupcakes are available besides any other normal cupcakes and muffins, and so you are able to see that under our brand is Nature's Flair, so it is being sold at Nature's Flair brand. It is very good. Second is this is a huge opportunity for any investors to come in because this market is constantly growing, and that's why there is going to be multiple growth in this sector, and we are going to grow also, as I just mentioned about the number of stores we are going in. So there's going to be a huge opportunity for money to appreciate. At the same time, the management team, as we saw that in a very short time, the management team was able to accomplish so much. Not just putting up the facility, but at the same time penetrating the market and making those sales. And that tells us that this management team will deliver. And that's why the money invested in this team is going to appreciate. And I think so it's going to be a good news story for all the people who invest. So these are kind of reasons I would say people would want to come in and invest. I think so that's the end of the presentation. That's about it. Bryce, how do we? So shall I come off the presentation, or how do we do that?
Yeah, that's okay. You can keep it. We'll probably have some questions for you. So
okay, so you want me to okay. I'll keep this slide, the offering one, so that if anybody has any questions, we can answer that or on the products.
Perfect, awesome. So yeah, thank you very much. So if you guys have any questions, please you can raise your hand. You can also write them directly in the chat so I can ask them. I have one question for you, Namesh. So I just want to know what's the price of the cupcakes now?
Yeah, so I can take that. So cupcakes are being priced. They're all under $6. The 4-pack is going to be like they are $4.99 and $5.99, and depending on the pack sizes, the muffin clamshell of 6 is at a price range of $5.99. They do come under promotions when the retailers come in the promotions. Our price is pretty much a bargain compared to our competitors. Some of the competitions like Sweet from Earth, others are $11 and $12. in terms of and they are in frozen section. We are in the fresh section. That's where people visit, or common people visit. So, uh, yeah, compared to our peers, we are more aggressively priced.
Hmm. So yeah,
Yeah,
it looks
Ashit, I
like
put this picture on the
That's
screen.
good. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, it looks like your price is actually pretty good compared to competitors, right?
And
So,
they also weigh more, so it's more quantity. So per grammage is
mhm.
also less. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, this is a significant market advantage we are going in with, Bryce, is that you are paying a very little premium compared
Hmm.
to a regular muffin for a plant-based product with a biodegradable packaging and with all the ingredients like a low calorie and less sugar, no nuts, no dairy products. So, for a very little premium, you are actually getting a product. We are eating a baked muffin without any guilt.
Hmm. Okay. I'm just curious, are you doing any marketing outside of the grocery stores?
Yeah, so we are pretty active in all the channels. So whether it's TikTok or all social media, or whether it's Instagram, Facebook,
Hmm.
we are on a huge marketing campaign. We were in a huge marketing campaign ongoing for Farm Boy. Now we have launched a very large, we're backed by
Hmm.
uh, a good size budget for Loblaw launch. We'll continue doing that. One thing I should also mention, Bryce, is that we are also supported by Provision Coalition. Provision Coalition is Canada's leading environment agency in the food. They do upcycle of food and how to reduce food waste, and we are their partners in that. So it's like everything. We did a good survey on 5,000 Canadian survey and say, why would you buy a product like this? And they say, we will buy it. The top priority was it should be in our neighborhood store. Nobody wants to drive 15 kilometers to buy this product. It
Hmm.
should be not more than 25-30% premium
Hmm.
compared to the most next conventional. It should be like taste good. We exceed the conventional taste. You will not believe if you taste it that it's plant-based. We can bet on that. And it needs to have additional health benefits, right? These are the top food. There are 20 other attributes, and we hit all these marks, right?
Hmm. Okay. Okay, that's good. And just to know, who is the basically you would say your target market? Would it be just
So
everyone or?
yeah, our target market is everyone, and but like within everyone, there we know that like all vegan and vegetarians are going to buy, all flexitarian are going to buy, all lactose tolerance are going to buy this product, or health
Mhm.
conscious and people looking for like custom product and healthy product are going to buy this. And we see like everybody who's under age of 40 is going to be very, very inclined. Um,
Mhm.
5 years ago, you meet somebody, you will not find a lot of people who will say, I have vegan in family. Now we interact with anybody. I say, hey, my somebody, friends or family is vegan, right? So see
Mhm.
the market has changed so much. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's really good. Just I have another question. Please also, guys, if you have questions, write them in the chat, or you can also raise your hand. So I just want to know, because now you're based in Ontario and you're planning to go basically nationwide, right? So how is it gonna, do you think that you can get some blockers on that just in terms of approval from other provinces?
No, we don't need approvals from other provinces.
Mhm.
We do have, as we said, our facility is CFIA and FDA approved, and
Mhm.
we have all the requisites in place. We
Mhm.
are we have signed up with UNFI in its final stages, which is a national distributors both in North America and in Canada. Initially for Canada, so they are going to take it to all the stores. We have other logistics set up, like for example, Farm Boy and Loblaws for now is picking it up from our location. So
Mhm.
we have supply chain set up. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, that's good.
If I may say, we are listed at KeHE, which is one of the largest distributor in US.
Mhm.
Recently, we are listed with KeHE as well.
Mhm. Okay. Just one thing I would like to know. I know that you have, since you said that you're targeting everyone, you also have competitors, right, that are not necessarily plant-based. So I would like to know do you have a plan if, let's say, one of those competitors are trying to go into that industry as well, which is plant-based?
So we will continue to beat. We will face competition, but at this point of time, the market size exceeds the competition and entrance. Secondly, we have advantages of time. To set up the plant, we have a solid plant, and we can send you the video of the plant. But like to set up, do an R&D, make a commercialized level product, set up the plant. You cannot build it unconventional. You need a dedicated plant-based plant. So somebody will need to invest in that infrastructure and do that. You cannot be making muffin with eggs and dairy and the same line you make this. Even gluten requires separate lines. So these are advantages. By the time somebody sets up, we are 2 years ahead in the game. Yeah, so that's one advantage. Third advantage is that we work on R&D. We know 2 years after somebody, so we are already having final stages of high protein muffin. Then we are developing already in final stages of high protein brownies. Brownies is a total different segment. So we will continue to R&D and develop a product line that will continue to have competition and a chasing mode. That as one matures and becomes cash cow, we will have creating another stars.
Okay, I see. Okay, that's really interesting. I know that some other people joined, so I'm just gonna share the link again for Equivesto. But that's good. I don't know, Emmanuel, or anyone else. Do you have questions?
I would like actually to know what is your profit margin on any sale?
So we are very careful on profit. It's healthy the way, and then only reason we don't disclose profit margin is that we are not worried about you, Emmanuel. We are worried about Loblaws and others because they will come and beat us on price and the margins. So we do not disclose it. But what we can say is that we exceed the profit margin and gross sales of our competition and the industry. So the slide we showed you, that the 3 column above, right, like what the food market is in the commodity market, and we can take you back to that slide quickly.
This is the one?
No, the 1 3 column slide, right? Like what problem we are.
Oh,
our model, right? Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you can see, we are in the category 3, which is meats, dairy, and all. And the way to say you have to survive in this category is that you have to be innovative, and people like innovative. This category is 65% of your food market. In you go Loblaws and see 65% is this category. And another is operative excellence, operation excellence. So we are having healthy margin. As we grow and get more economies of scale, is going to improve. And so that's one thing. And secondly, as I said, we are in the innovation. So substantial, healthy gross VCM, we call variable contribution margin. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. And well, how about your the rate between your liabilities and the assets that the company owns right now?
Yeah, sure. Vinit, do you want to? Sorry, Nimish, you want to take that?
Yeah. So so I'm just going to put the slide here just to make sure that you can also read that at the same time. All right. So we have very little debt at this point of time. We have a debt of about 350K through a line of credit and RBC small loan. And in line of credit, as you know, is a kind of a rotating balance. So it's not like it's a debt. It's just spend and then we pay it. So, and we intend to carry very little debt. So right now what we have is an equity, and as Ashish mentioned, our margins are pretty healthy. So once we are able to fund the products from March, April onwards, there's a lag of probably 2 to 3 months. After that, the business will likely start funding itself without needing any additional funding from outside. Does it answer the question?
Yeah, it gives an idea. Thank you very much.
That's good. Yeah, thanks. Any other questions? Okay, that's good. Maybe Namesh, if you can stop sharing your screen, I'm going to share mine.
Yeah. Let me just get out of this one here. Sorry.
Okay. All
All
right,
right.
awesome. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna share my screen really fast just to show you if I'm clicking on the link I sent you, actually how you can invest into Vision Food Innovations. So here you have the campaign on Equivesto just by clicking the link that I sent you in the chat. And you have all the details about, first of all, the company. Everything is in there, right? So if you want to know more about the offering and in terms of investors as well, right? All of the details are there, all of the informations are there. So once you're ready, if you want to invest into the company, you can you can also see the funding, right? So now they're at 15% raised. So if you want, you can just go click on ready to invest. And at this point, you're gonna have to fill out some information. So how many shares do you want to buy? And this is the price of a share right now. So 0.24 cents. First of all, if you don't have an Equivesto account, you're gonna have to create one. And once it's done, it's as easy as that. You can select the number of shares and you click on basically accepting the agreements and continuing until the end. So if you have any questions about that, you can also ask them in the Telegram group. So we can totally help you with that. Thank you very much, Namesh, Ashish, Vineet. It was super great to hear about your company. If there is any questions or you want to maybe talk to Namesh, Ashish, or Vineet at any time, you can just tell us in the Telegram chat as well, so we can redirect them if you have any questions in the future. Thank you everyone for joining as well. Thanks, Emmanuel. And yeah.
Thanks, Bryce, for organizing there, and thanks everyone who joined for your time and listening to us. Feel free to reach out to us on like any channels you would like to, and please buy our products. And if you would like to visit us and plant, happy we are at Georgetown, Ontario.
Thank you very
Perfect.
much.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank
Have a
you.
good evening,
Thank you all.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.